CH fam, what's up with you guys, man? I pray your day is blessed. Let's go over a couple scriptures for today. I want to take you to Ecclesiastes 2:26, and I want to hit Proverbs 13:22. These two right here are gonna hit home for some people. I know it will. But Ecclesiastes 2:26, it says, "To the person who pleases him, God gives wisdom, knowledge, and happiness. But to the sinner, he gives the task of gathering and storing up wealth to hand it over to the one who pleases God." Now hold on to that. Proverbs 13:22. "A good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. But the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous." You see how those two are connected with each other when God says the wealth of the sinner is laid up for the righteous. And so the reason why these are so powerful is because it's so easy to look around and see people who are maybe living in sin, who are maybe doing wrong things, and it kind of seems like they're winning, right? It kind of seems like they're prospering. It seems that way. But as you see in God's words right here, God has a system in place. You have to see God's system. And of course, it's not going to look like the way that we might want it to look like. And that's because God's ways are higher than our ways. You know, his thoughts are higher than our thoughts, right? And so the way that he does things, it's not going to be what we think it should be, right? The thing you have to understand is it might seem like they're prospering, but you really don't know what they're having to do to keep what they have. You really don't know what they're doing to even have what they have. There's really no telling. And there will come a time where it will essentially fall, where it will essentially just break apart and they'll stop. And when that time does happen, that wealth, that stuff that they gather, is going to go into the righteous hand. You see what I'm saying? They're out there toiling and striving for what they're trying to get, and God is just going to hand it over to his children. So we don't even have to do all the toiling and striving that they're doing. He's making it easier for us. You see, that's why it says he's given them the task of gathering and storing. And for his children, he's given us wisdom, knowledge, and happiness. Wisdom, knowledge, and happiness. So while they're out there toiling and striving for that, God's given us wisdom. So it's much easier. He's given us happiness. He's given us knowledge. He's given us peace. They might not even have peace. So don't be envious of what you might see them have, because you do not want that life. You do not want what they have. You do not want what's going on in their life. You don't want that. Don't be so focused on that. It seems like they're winning, but at the end of the day, God has a system in place. God has a plan. And the only thing you have to do is be in position. See, the kingdom of heaven is about positioning. It's about being in position. And if you're not in position, you're not going to receive. So what you need to do is get into position to receive it when the shift does happen. When that wealth of the sinner is transferred to the righteous, you want to be in the position where you receive that transfer as well. You want to be in alignment with God and his word when that transfer happens. See, a lot of people, they miss out on the blessings because they're out of position. If you're out of position, it's not going to hit you. But when you're in alignment in your position, it has no choice but to hit you. It has no choice. So just want to give you these words of encouragement of these two scriptures right here. I pray that it blesses you. I pray that it helps kind of change your perspective on this. Just understand that God has a system, and don't think too much or don't dwell too much on what they have and what they are doing. But just trust God in his system, and just get in, and just worry about getting into position. Like Matthew 6:33 says, "Seek the kingdom of heaven and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you." Just seek the kingdom of heaven. You know, like it kind of just goes into like Solomon. You know, when God asked him, "Well, what do you want?" And he asked for wisdom, and wealth was just a and God just gave him wealth. But he asked for wisdom. Wealth and stuff, that's just a byproduct of that. But see, Solomon was seeking the kingdom and his righteousness. He asked for wisdom to lead God's people, and that was a byproduct of it. And so don't be so wrapped up in all the other little stuff, but just continue to seek God and his kingdom, and all these other things will be added unto you. Don't be so envious about what you see other people have, because you don't know what they're doing. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Just worry about what God has you and what He's doing in your life, and everything's gonna be okay. So I pray that you guys have a blessed and wonderful day.